Right guys, sorry about that. So we have the Caravan man possessed by the dog, the Hongshan man, and the Tiwanaku man dog possession. This is represented in King Tut's version of this vulture wearing the triple arter fleur-de-lis crown, holding his Shen possession of the host Tut, and this spirit, this vulture man, is carrying out his will in the pineal, the eye of the host, whose Shen he is holding. When a cartouche form, this will have the guy's name, this will say King Tut, and the serpent is projecting out. That's because the host, through the pineal gland, is acting out the will of the possessor, and that's what these totems represent, guys. And this is the fourth one. So we move on. Now this is a dedication stone to the 8. We can see the 1, we can see 8. This is antediluvian. They say that this is Aztec. This I believe is Pacal's. The 1 to show identification, and now it's a fish. This is after the flood, just like Nama uses, but Nama isn't a feathered serpent. Okay. This number 5 is Pacal, and Pacal, as we've seen from Lucas Ampe, the green man, the burial mask, the green mask with the T, is a bird serpent. This is bird serpent number 5, guys. Lord Chenabka Pakal. Here is his tomb at Palenque, his pyramid. This was obviously rebuilt. This small bricks, small stones and rocks that are all cemented together. This is the Phoenicians that discovered all this stuff and tried to rebuild it. Of course, we can see immense megalithic sarcophagus of Pakal, who's buried in a Shen cartouche. This guy's said to be 7 foot tall. His lid, we'll talk about that in a minute. At the background here, you'll see Pakal holding his scepter. There's reliefs all over Palenque of Pakal with all the elements of his crown holding this scepter, which is now evolving into literally the jester face, or de-evolving to the Tengu that we see in China. This is another relief at the side of Pakal's massive megalithic sarcophagus, and we can just see his scepter with the face on it, just like the jester. This is Pakal's actual scepter, guys. Okay, so he holds this just like the jester, guys. At Palenque, we see that Pakal is the feathered serpent, the Quetzalcoatl, the fish, Vishnu. We see these things on his feet, just like all the other feathered serpents have. King Tut had these shoes. They all have this. They're all the same. Okay, guys? This is the Jed pillar. And at the end, it's a serpent. This is the plumed serpent, anyway. And Vishnu, if we look close at the fish, we can see, as I've shown already in this series, the squatting man from Karahan, who wears the mask, who becomes the bird man with the circumpunks. And here we can see a bag with some, it looks like a baseball to me, guys. I'm not quite sure, between 2 pillars, right? But here we can see a hand with a mark and a smiley face. with 2 stripes. And this hand seems to be holding what looks like a claw. But I'm saying, guys, this is a rib. And I don't need to make this long shot now, because in Palenque, as was shown in the Mark of the Beast video, this hand, this X marked, dotted hand and a rib, which has this face in it, guys. And this is all at Palenque, Lord Pakal. This is a stucco culture, guys. More stucco culture at Palenque, we see a blue Tengu. So this Tengu is red when he's alive, and now he's blue because he is a spirit. This is the spirit of the son of perdition, the devil, the Tengu. This is Satan, not Lucifer. The son of perdition in spirit is Satan, the red Tengu, the red devil. And when dead, he's blue, because blue is spirit. And here on this relief at Palenque, we can see the blue Tengu with this serpent and wind coming out of his forehead. We can see this middle pillar between these 2 other pillars that have X. One has an X on. I don't know what this says. This top middle pillar has a jade lock surrounding the ball, with the Ouroboros serpent coming out the top of the jade lock, which is the bag at Palenque. On top of the middle pillar is the ball, the Ouroboros, the jade lock bag, and the X. Just like the Chinese Tengu that comes down. Okay, guys? And we see Pakal here talking to what they say is a crocodile. Well, in the past, I've said Sobek. But it's the dragon, isn't it, guys? Because the dragon gives his power to the beast. And this is the 5th beast, Lord Pakal. Now, Pakal's lid is not no rocket. We can see it's the Sangshandway artifact, the Kumba, the death and burial, and put through the fire, the ashes, and the guy rises from the ashes, and this 3rd-party spirit comes in, and he becomes a vessel possessed by a spirit, by this bird. And that's what this Olmec rubbing of an Olmec relief shows. The fountain of youth, the bird, in this guy's head, flanked by these 2 people. So it goes from one into the other and ends up in the guy's kid, in his son, a baby goat. Okay? Cain, Tubal Cain, Nimrod, because here we see Dagon, the fish god, the dragon that gives him his power, the dragon and the beast, and the false prophet. These 2 guys are flanking the tree of knowledge and the crescent, but instead of a circumpunct here, guys, now we have a winged solar disc. So this is Nimrod. So this is Cain's, Tubal Cain's, Nimrod's, and this is King Tut's. This is King Tut's, and this is all the same stuff. This Jed column, it's the fountain of youth, because for Baal, because he just Ouroboroses into host, into host, into host. And that's what the lid of Pakal is. It's the Cum Sangshandway artifact. It's the tree of life. It's just all the same stuff, guys. It ain't a rocket. It's in his head. Just like this rocket being in Von Daniken's head. Okay, guys? It's even got this heart down here. Before and after the flood. I mean, come on, guys. These are the 5 feathered serpents. It goes back to Göbekli Tepe. The 2 people coming together, and the orb and the crescent that circumpunct, just like we find at Shimeo. Okay, guys, at Shimeo we find Chimmu, not Shimeo. This is in America, South America. At Chimmu we have the 2 coming together, just like at Göbekli Tepe. We have the crescent and this orb type thing, with something inside, which can be the orbed circumpunct in the crescent. Okay, guys, and the two coming together. Okay, and then we've got these horns and this. Okay, guys. So the feathered serpent at Göbekli Tepe, and the seal, the horned viper, and the bird serpent, which is the man with his arms in the air, head off. The car position, it's the peace symbol, the Prince of Peace. This is the seal of the Prince of Peace, who was the bird serpent, who we see at Göbekli Tepe, who we find in the Aztec culture, because he was Tubal Cain. We find his Nimrod, we find as King Tutankhamun, the bird serpent. The reason we can't find a burial mask, guys, is because we can't find the tomb of Gilgamesh. Well, they claim they did, just before they started saying there were weapons of mass destruction and we needed to invade Iraq, like I always said, were for artifacts. Anyway, the fifth feathered serpent, the fifth host, the beast, the fifth anti-messiah, the fifth hand and rib inserted with the spirit of Baal, okay, is Pakal. That's what this is, isn't it, guys? This is the hand and rib inserted with the spirit. That's what the bag is, the hand and rib. And here we have the 5 sceptres of the Prince of Peace. The Prince's sceptre, the wooden sceptre before the metallurgy. This is, I'm sure that this is Cain's sceptre, guys, okay? Just while he was here in the Americas. And this is the metallurgical Tubal Cain's AI Apex sceptre that we see Moche the Beheader holding, while in the other hand is Cain's own red and black head. Here is Nimrod's sceptre. I bet, guys, there's a face or something on this somewhere, in some versions, guys. And here we have King Tutankhamun's sceptre, which the face on this is the Quetzal bird, because they remember the bird serpent and the Quetzal, because it's all the same stuff, and how can you not remember if you're possessed by the spirit of the son of perdition? And Lord Pakal's sceptre is not just a face, it's a whole man. It is the face of the Tengu, the Jester's wand, guys. Which brings us on to the Jester's sceptre, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, right, guys? This sceptre that Baron Samedi has, okay? And I included this because I thought it was interesting that this Jester's sceptre, is a smiley face, a smiler with a triple crown with bells. The middle pillar, possessed by the Asclepius. This symbol is the symbol of the Antichrist, wherever you see it, anywhere, guys. The middle pillar, this is the host of the son of perdition, possessed, the Antichrist. So the 6th feathered serpent. So some of you might remember 10 years ago, guys, I sat with my map and I did a video showing how I believed that the Israelites were took captive in 660, I think, BC, and they were held captive for many years. During that time, these Israelites, some of them, will have mingled with the Babylonians and took on some of their religion and their ways and mixed and matched and made their own form of all of this mystery religion and the Israelite stuff. And they would have had mixed genes. And when Cyrus became king, and freed the Israelites, they didn't all return to Jerusalem to rebuild the temple and their homeland. These minglers, when freed, went north. And it was my theory 10 years ago that this is who the Scythian steppe people are. The Scythians, the O1B horse lords, are half Israelite, half Babylon, from the Israelis' captivity in Babylon that mixed and mingled and were released and went north. And from Scythia, they spread east, but they spread west as well. And they spread west into Germany. Remember where the paleo sites in Germany, guys, right? Well, they went and they became Saxons, Isaac's sons, Saxons. Okay, guys? And this brings us to a place in England when the Saxons came to an island already inhabited by the descendants of a mixture of the original people of the Isles and the Phoenician Canaanite United Nations from thousands of years back when Moses cleared them off the promised land and they came here to Ireland and inhabited the Isles and mingled, kept pure royalty bloodlines, but obviously had lots and lots of offspring that all mingled. The Saxons came in from the other side, from the east, and landed in Anglia. Saxon kings, sons of Isaac, the Scythians from Babylon. This is where the blood is, okay? It's the bird, serpent. Can you see the duck? And the serpent coming down, guys. This Sutton Hoo treasure consisted of a catch, including this belt with this money purse on it, this Saxon money purse, and here are the coins out of it. We can see on this Saxon belt, on the inside, swastikas. And can you remember the swastikas, guys, from places like Germany and Catalhoyuk? Well, these Saxon Babylonian Scythians must have been quite the archaeologists themselves. And this is all carrying weight now, guys. And then there's this gold buckle, which at one glance looks like the head of a dragon with his tongue out. As we look closer, the interpretation from the archaeologists about this buckle, they say it's the beetle. Just like King Tut, guys. Just like the fourth bird serpent. And on another layer, if we tilt it on its side, we can see this crescent and this orb going into the crescent, guys, okay? So, this purse that's strapped onto this belt at Sutton Hoo, it's very, very interesting, guys. Do you see the Master of Animals? And what else do you see, guys? I see the twin DNA, the Caduceus, and the one spirit of the dog. The Master of Animals that we've followed all the way from Saybirch on this Sutton Hoo purse. And this, guys, do you see? Do you see, guys, how this Horus bird, this duck, this sixth duck, the sixth avatar, okay, guys, is being controlled by the bird serpent. It's all the same stuff. It's in the same pose as the driver of the duck, who's buried with his Saxon shield, which contains a bird, okay? A bird with a spiral on it, legion, may I add, and a serpent. And it's a serpent, guys. And on this shield has the 6 circumpunks and the 1. The 1 for Baal and the 6 because he is 6. And it also has the winged discs represented on this shield, the bird serpent's winged disc shield, guys. Just like the 5 and the 1 to show you. The 5 and the 1, the 6 and the 1. And it's coming down, this serpent, just like Kukulkan, the feathered serpent. It's even got tail feathers, guys. This is Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, okay? And then they found this, which when I saw it in pieces, I couldn't work it out, but I came across another picture, and it's a garter, guys. It's the garter. It's the garter serpent, the order of the garter, the brotherhood of the serpent, the order of the dragon. This is a garter from Sutton Hoo. In this burial cache, they found these, and they're claiming they don't even know what they are. This is the handle for the flail, and this is the crook. This guy had a crook and flail. This Saxon king in East Anglia in Sutton Hoo. And he had this axe hammer, which they can't even interpret. Because this axe hammer, this Sutton Hoo burial, is Redwald's. And he's the inspiration for the legends of Beowulf. And this goes back to Thor and Tubal Cain. And he had a sceptre. The king, Radwald of Sutton Hoo, Beowulf, had a sceptre. And at the sceptre bottom we see the orb with the X marks the spot, the ball, spot the ball, X marks the spot, and at the top of the sceptre is faces. This guy had the knowledge of the mystery religion and the secrets of the ages. And on the top of it we see this deer which Nimrod bore because it's Israel and Babylon mixed. This is the Scythian deer. It's the deer that the giant Nimrod had under his arm while he was waving the fleur-de-lis in the horns, the sprig. A holly sprig or whatever it is. Do you see, guys? Okay? The back of the Sutton Hoo helmet has these things what remind me of King Tut's death mask. And the serpent comes from the front over the back. It's a double-headed serpent. All of this stuff, if you don't know, guys, was found in a ship burial. Now, the ship burial in itself is quite interesting. Khufu was buried, supposedly this was Khufu's tomb. If he was buried in his tomb, then here is his ship. This is Khufu's ship. And this is the Sutton Hoo's ship. Khufu being Cain, of course. The Sutton Hoo cache, Redwald also had these Saxon jewel pyramids that have no capstone, but instead of the capstone, they have a checkered floor. And then these clasps, what I said to have gone over his shoulders, which are the hinges for his cloak. But people, guys, they're either not looking properly or they're hiding things, because this is the bag, guys, okay? This is Ragwald's bag, the bag of the gods, the bag which, if you watch the video, Spirit Possession and the bag, you'll know, guys, that this just means the host. And Radwald was the host of the feathered serpent. Now, this helmet has been reconstructed, but from the original and the reconstruction we can see so much more interesting stuff, guys. We can see each panel has reliefs on them. Now these Saxons, they travelled about and they lived in like wooden houses and stuff, and they might have seen primitive and basic, but they were primitive. They were not primitive and basic, guys. And they have all the panels of the mystery religion on this helmet. Here we can see the horsemen, the Scythians. We can see what's said to be Radwald, killing. He's got his spear, killing the enemy. He has the circumpunct shield. And this is not a stretch to say this shield's a circumpunct, guys, because if you look behind him, pulling his strings, this little guy with the this is Baal, possessing, helping him, holding the spear, guiding his spear. And another one of the panels we can see Enkidu, Gilgamesh's old friend, with the horns. But it's not just a horn, guys, it's a circumpuncted Ouroboros with a serpent's head. And looking closer, we see these marks here, which if we close in, have a circumpunct. There's 3 on one side and 3 on the other, guys. 3 and 3 make 6. Radweld was the sixth feathered serpent. And of course, here's the Queen coming to take a look at this with the Duke of Edinburgh in 1957 as this stuff was going on. Apparently the greatest archaeological discovery in the world, in England's Valley of the Kings. So we have Cain, we have Tubal Cain, we have Nimrod, we have King Tut, we have Pakal, and now we have Radwold Beowulf, the King of Sutton Hoo. We have Cain's death mask. I am convinced that this had a bird and a serpent on it that's been broke, and this is Tubal Cain, and it's missing the bird serpent. We don't know where the tomb of Gilgamesh is unless we're to believe it was found by archaeologists just prior to him saying that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction and we had to invade them, and they didn't have any weapons of mass destruction. What they had all along was the tomb of Gilgamesh, and they've probably now got Gilgamesh's bird serpent death mask. King Tut had the bird serpent death mask just like Cain, and so did Pakal. Pakal had the bird serpent, and the Sutton Hoo burial helmet is the bird serpent. And Radweld was the 6th anti-Messiah, guys. And if Radweld was the 6th anti-Messiah, when he reached the Isles, he was the king, and he started off all this Saxon stuff, King Alfred and all of that. Then who is the 7th? Who is the 7th son of perdition host? The king for the lightning man, the storm god. When the moon is in the 7th house. When our moon is in his 7th avatar. Okay, guys? And Jupiter aligns with March, which is literally happening as we speak. Here's Jupiter aligning with Mars. This obviously is the Jupiter. Sorry guys, my mind just keeps going blank. I hope you're getting this, guys, what I'm saying. And peace will guide the planets, Prince of Peace. And love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, pouring out of a vessel, right? All you need is love. Look at this COVID poster from Israel. Yeah, sure, pyramid, love, the one eye. Get your boosters of Legion filled graphene, which is carbon, because Legion and spirits go into carbon-based unclean life forms, and carbon is unclean. So the tarot cards, guys, tarot cards, the star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, guys. Seven hosts. She's pouring out her vessels. This is Baal. She's pouring out from the mother with her boobs out. Titty. Pouring out her vessels. Her son. The nut. Into 7 avatars, guys. Let the sun shine in. Just like this. Just like this. Caduceus into the Asclepius, Fleur-de-Lis. For some of you might remember my work about William, guys. we've seen in this series, the fleur-de-lis is the 3 feathers of Mark, which is the Prince of Wales symbol. Now the Prince of Wales, Charles, sat on a replication, a modern twin lion, Tutankhamun, master of animals throne, who was invested with this spotted garment. He had the crown and a scepter, guys. He was also given a sword. And the scepter has people on it. Okay, guys? You just can't make this stuff up. Prince of Wales. The Prince of Wales coat of arms is the lion with the mocking tongue and the unicorn. And King Tut's lion with its tongue sticking out is sat ruling the roost. The 3 feathers of Mart and the dragon. That's what these are, guys. This is what this coat of armage, stuff, right, is just all this to show you who he is. It's all the same stuff. Okay, guys? And the filigree, the whole thing. Okay? And I've shown you how this garter, when it's on a ribbon, is a shen ring. And the shen ring is a cartouche. And the cartouche shows who is possessed inside. In this case, it's the entire land of the Isles, and outside, the ones holding it are the possessors. The dragon and the beast, the lion and the unicorn. They're on the coats. Of course, guys, the Queen descends from Vlad the Impaler. Prince Charles descends from Vlad the Impaler. But the mother, his wife, was a descendant of House Stuart, the rightful heirs to the throne, and there are 1B kings. The Stuart bloodline. In this Isles, we've also got Queen Scotia that run away from the mess that was happening in Egypt at that time. It seems like this Isle is always the place for refugees. It seems like when this stuff goes off and God's people enter a land, they keep coming here. The rightful heirs, House Stuart, House Spencer, Lady Diana Spencer, and her son Prince William, who is now the Prince of Wales. Now, the Prince of Wales is William. Lady Diana was the Isis figure. This is her perfume, Isis. She's a Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty. This is the Liberty Flame torch on the Diana. They use this as a monument for Diana on the entrance to the Pont de Alma tunnel where she was killed in the 13th pillar. This is one of her vases from something to do with a wedding, and it has the 3 feathers on it because she was the Princess of Wales. When she married Prince Charles, she was gifted this golden egg, and I can't believe what I'm looking at still. This golden egg opened up inside, and it had a dragon doing some things to this white lady, the White Queen, Isis, Eve, Lady Diana, and the dragon is putting something in this woman, inside this egg. And they've given this to Princess Diana. Of course, Prince William, the Prince and Power of the Air, with his Maltese cross Mark, and his pie symbol, fire. Here, look, 660, R Squadron. This is his flight patch. This is Baphomet between 2 pillars, which are pillars of lightning, the storm god, and the wing disc with the crown, obviously the RAF badge, lads. But this is all this. And some of you might remember him taking these photos. He did this with the different shots with different feet. He kept repeating it We're getting the message across, Lamb, that he's the Lamb, he's Crowley's Lamb, and he is the 1000th Garter Knight. He is the 7th, I believe. I've always believed. I told you guys before, 10 years ago, that William, Arthur, King Arthur, and all of this, I didn't know what I've just told you guys in the most of this stuff that I've in this series, guys, is progression since COVID hit, which to me is the crown and the bow given to the rider of the white horse who came in spirit at 9/11, Iron Man, released into this world. Here we can see the British crown has the fleur-de-lis and the cross mark, the Babylon cross, worn by Nimrod. Both symbols, the cross and the fleur-de-lis, can be seen on Nimrod, and you can't see on this picture, guys, but at the root of this tree of knowledge, sprouts from a fleur-de-lis. This is the latest incarnation of the Order of the Garter Jewel. I don't know what more to say, guys. I don't know what more there is to say. I've not even sounded like me in these last two videos. I am proper drained. There's a lot going on at home. This is deep, guys. This is heavy. This is the mystery of the ages. May Yeshua bless all of you guys.